Well, here I am again. Who would have thought on the 20th of March that I would find myself back here at Sydney Airport about to board a plane back to Tokyo? Who would have thunk it? And yet, here I am. We'll shortly be boarding ANA to Haneda Airport. Got nothing else to do, so I'm just going to sit here and play with my videos from the last time I was in Tokyo, which I still haven't finished. I'm going back again. 4 whole days, flying back into Sydney at 8:30 on Tuesday. I've worked today. I'm going to work that day as well. 5:30 in the morning we get there. 5:30 in the morning we get there. So this time, with whatever I end up recording, I'm going to not look over there for one thing. I'm not looking at myself on the screen. I'm looking at the dot, at the actual lens, and I'm going to stop using the Royal We. I can't use the Royal We again because that's just silly. So I'll try to get out of those habits. I don't know how much I'm actually going to do sightseeing-wise this weekend. I think I'll probably do a bit tomorrow. Wait for Kiyoshi to get home from work, and then we've got a few things that we're doing on Saturday. Sunday I don't know yet. Monday will be free because I'm not leaving Haneda again until 10:55 or something in the evening, 10:30. So that'll be a whole day. So it's 4 whole days in Tokyo, which is awesome. I'm so excited to be going back already. And this is seat 34C of ANA, and it has to be said that ANA is certainly no JAL. It's old. I'm right at the very back. There's this huge space right next to the chair, which is kind of weird. The bathroom is right there, like I can literally just walk straight into the toilet and the galley, maybe even steal some food. It looks really old compared to their JAL aircraft, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Tokyo monorail station at Haneda Airport. I didn't actually come on the monorail last time I was here. So I'm taking the monorail into Hamatsucho station, changing there to go on a regular train line to Tokyo, and then I'll work out where to go from Tokyo to get across to Shinjuku. And here it comes. The JP2 adventure, day 1, started extremely early, arriving at Haneda at 5:30-ish. Got to Kiyoshi's at, I don't sit where there are giant buzzing creatures with big long tails. Got to Kiyoshi's at 7 something. I think from time I landed to the time I actually got there was about 2 hours. I had a nap, and then I ventured out. Really, the intention initially was to find some kind of microphone that I could use with this thing when I'm using the front-facing camera and also want to be heard speaking. It's impossible because the microphone's on the front of the camera, right? So it picks up perfectly when I'm looking at it this way, but when I'm front-facing, it barely picks up a word. And so I'm thinking there must be an alternative. There must be a Bluetooth lapel mic or something that I can use when the camera's facing either direction, but apparently not. With all the various things you can get for an iPhone, apparently not. I've walked all around Shinjuku. I've been to Yodobashi Camera. I've been to Big Camera. I tried to go to Isaten, which is the place that saved me with the mobile charging dock in Hiroshima, but not here. There's not even any electronics in it here, despite the fact that Google Maps told me it was an electronics store. And then I came to Takashimaya. It's a shopping center. There's meant to be a Bose store or something in there, and I can't find that either. It's all very confusing. Everything about Tokyo, to some extent, is very confusing. And so I've ended up with a whole lot of baked goods from Premier Saint-Germain, which is one of the least Japanese sounding places you could ever come to, and just got a whole lot of baked goods because I thought, well, I'm here, I might as well start the food exploration again. To start with, I've got this. It's another one of those things with curry beef in it. It's not particularly curry, but it's tasty enough. It's very similar to something I had a month or so ago. Actually, I had it a few times. It's quite nice. Also in there, I think it's a bread roll with a croquette on it. There's one of those little flat rolls that split down the middle and has, I think, some kind of sausage in it. And then I got some donuts just to see what a sugar iced donut thing is like here. And to wash it all down, I got my bottle of green tea. Okie dokie. Next item out of the bag comes like this. It's a bun with what I think is a potato croquette or some kind of croquette and some lettuce and maybe some of that yummy red sauce that tends to come on everything. This is what it looks like. We'll bite into it and see if it tastes as good as it looks. The first bite reveals that it is indeed a potato croquette with some lettuce and some delicious sauce in a bread roll. Super, super, super delicious. They're like potato and vegetable, I think. Some of them are potato and vegetable. This one appears to be just potato. Delicious. Number 3 out of the bag is one of these flat things, bread. As with everything in this country, it's magnificently packaged. Although in this case, it's really just wrapped in a plastic bag and some paper. I think it's a sausage and some cheese and some kind of sauce of some description. It's so well, as I was saying before I so rudely cut myself off, it's so well packaged that you really can't get them out with one hand, but it's a sausage and some cheese and maybe some egg. Okay, it's a little skinny Frankfurt, very smoky flavour. Brown on the outside, but very much Frankfurt coloured pink on the inside. Some kind of tomato-y type sauce. There's some cheesy-like stuff in there. There's also some yellowish cheese at the back. See if we can get the wrapping down one-handed. That's what it looks like on further inspection. Sauce, egg, cheese, tomato type sauce, maybe? Not sure. Tasty, but like so many other things here, I probably wouldn't go back for another one. Only that I didn't try one last month and it was there, so I thought, yeah, I'm here. Why not? This final chapter of today's lunch meal number 1 of JP Part 2, 2018. Let's, for the sake of argument, just call this dessert. Is a Japanese cinnamon donut. I doubt it's any different to any other cinnamon donut anywhere in the world, but let's give it a go and find out. Maybe it is. My finger's already sinking into the side of it. There's that bloody wasp again. This is really, really delicious. But that wasp is coming, so I'm going. After all the time I've spent saying that there's not enough outdoor space in Tokyo, not enough places to sit outside and just take in the surrounds, I've just randomly discovered Nishi-Ikebukuro Koen, just outside of Ikebukuro Station, which I only came to by mistake. I got on Gashi Shinjuku, overshot the mark by about 4 or 5 stations. So here I am in Nishi-Ikebukuro Koen. It's really, really nice. It's lovely. It's just this open space. Yeah, it's pavers and stuff, but there's lots of trees and there's lots of places to sit around the outside. There's a play space in the middle for kiddies, and it's really quiet. I don't think I came to Ikebukuro before. Ikebukuro. I don't think I came to Ikebukuro before, and it's really lovely. It's really, really nice part of the city. Very pleased that I've accidentally come here today. For my second truly full day and second last day back in Tokyo, I've come to Odaiba. I just got off at the Tokyo Teleport subway station. I don't know what a teleport actually is. Might be right at the tail end of the Rainbow Bridge. There's some really, really impressive architecture around here. This place was a whole bunch of old islands that were built in the Edo period to protect Tokyo from sea-bound attack, and particularly it was then fortified a bit when that Commander Perry guy started doing all that nasty boat and gun-driven peace starting in Nagasaki. And then in the 50s, 60s, 70s, they started joining all the islands together. And in the 80s, the plan was that they would create this futuristic area, a residential and business area. But then the bubble burst in Japan at the beginning of the 90s and the whole thing just kind of died. The whole place remained almost empty, apparently, for 5 or 6 until the end of the 90s, really. And then it all kicked off again, and here we are today, 20 odd years later, and it's one of the biggest tourist attractions in Tokyo. There's a beach here. It's a man-made beach, but there's a beach here. There's a whole bunch of shopping malls and stuff here. They have some really cool names. Venus Fort, Pallet Town. I don't know where they got the name Pallet Town from. That's the Tokyo Big Sight, I think is what it's called, that big wheel. And then there in the background, Megaweb. Megaweb is apparently a gigantic Toyota showroom with a museum attached with old models and stuff in it. So being that it's such a gorgeous day, look at the sky, and it's a nice temperature, it's not too hot. Come down, I might even go on that big wheel. I've become quite the fan of big wheels and towers. Megaweb Toyota City Showcase. I can't wait to find out why it's called Megaweb. It's not terribly often you see a Toyota 86 police car, but there is a Toyota 86 police car. I don't know that I've ever seen one of those before, and I probably won't ever see one again. This one's called the TJ Cruiser. I assume it is the spiritual successor of the FJ Cruiser. It's very futuristic and boxy and modern in a way that only Japanese cars really can be. looks like a spaceship, basically. Toyota FCV Plus. Another fuel cell concept car. Really, really looks like something out of the future. I think that's a four-wheeler. I'm not entirely sure what that's meant to be. And there you can see the design cues of the modern ugly ones. That's just insane. All about sustainable future, presumably. This one's called a tank. This is one of these cool little K cars that only seem to exist in Japan. I just love the fact that it's called a tank. It's this tiny, teeny little thing, and it's called a tank. I think that is hilarious. I don't know why they would call it a tank. It doesn't look like a tank. It doesn't function like a tank. I'm quite sure it's not quite as indestructible as a tank, but it's very cool. You could virtually walk into them. They're so big and they're so high that you virtually walk in. These seats go backwards and forwards. Tray table there on the back of the seat. We've got there's a kid there. I don't want to do that, but it's quite basic. Here, for example, really hard, really kind of hard, cheap plastics. It is only 15,000 yen. Sorry, 1.5 million, which is $15,000. So it's kind of cheap. Still shuts with a resounding thud. This is the part of this development where you're just surrounded by a whole bunch of stuff that is just so Tokyo. You wouldn't find this stuff anywhere. There's a place over there called Dex, which has got a whole lot of restaurants and stuff that look out over the river. There's some more very cool architecture back there. There's a place right over there called Joy Polis. And of course we've just come from Megaweb and Venus Fort. There's a place up here with a giant, one of those robot things that turns into something else. Transformer, whatever it is, one of those modern things that the kids are into. There's a place over there that's like a circus tent. There's another place there called Diver City. It's called Diver City Tokyo because I think this place generally is known as Odaiba, or Odaiba is the name, but it's called Odaiba. And diversity, D-I-V-E-R in English would be pronounced Odaiba by a Japanese person. I suppose that's where it comes from, I really don't know. And then right in the middle of all of this is this kind of parklands, plaza, seating, outdoor sort of space, which is really nice. It's really lovely.
Electronic devices that emit radio waves. Remain seated and wait for instructions.
手荷物は一切置かず、ハイヒールは脱いでください。連射する場合はスライドの横に立ち、